Welcome back to the video for exercises for Chapter 17. We've got all our variables created and we are ready to go ahead and estimate that regression that's listed in equation 2 in the Chapter 17 part of the book. So we're going to regress column E on columns F, G, H, I, and J. And that just means column E is going to be the left-hand side of our regression, and variables F, G, H, I, and J are going to be the right-hand side of our regression. So remember that the regression function is inside this data tab over here in the data analysis option. So I'm going to click that. And you need to scroll down until you find the regression option. And Y range, again, is going to be column E for the crack spread and levels. Input X range is going to be G through J. Oops, sorry, should be F through J. And I'm going to choose the output range. Again, similar to what we did in Chapter 16, I'm going to choose the output range kind of near the bottom because we're going to use the regression coefficients in our forecasting model. So let's go ahead and do it. So that regression function threw an error at me telling me that my data was not numeric. Let's see if this will work. Come up here to the way we can specify the format of our cells. I've highlighted everything we're going to put in the regression. I'm going to choose number. Okay. Now let's go through that regression process again and see if it still throws an error. I don't know if you got an error when you're following along or not. Okay, let's see if it works. Oh, I know what may be. We needed to, in any case, we did it kind of wrong because we were not able to utilize these back rows, so we shouldn't be selecting the whole column. We should be starting here in the first row that has data across all the variables. So if I choose just that, it may also have been giving me an error because I was choosing the whole column full of empty data. I'm not entirely sure. Let's come up here to the top. Now I'm in the first row that contains data in all the spaces, and I'm going to highlight that rectangle to the bottom. And let's see if that works. No. Okay, folks, I think I found the problem that was causing that error for me. So I just scrolled down and I see that we have a missing data point here in one of the prices, and that's giving us a messed up reference in our column J. So that's why the regression is balking at us. So what I'd like you to do is just, we have a few options. If this happens to you in a real forecasting environment, you could throw this data point away. Now remember, since you're populating forward, throwing away row 546 means you probably have to throw away these two spaces as well, because it's messing up the entire, both of these places. Otherwise, you can interpolate the data. And since these look pretty close, interpolate basically just means find some way to plug in the missing value. The most common is to just fill it in with the average, and it won't be too outrageous and mess with our forecasts too much. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to say equals this plus this divided by 2. Okay. Now those bad references are gone, and hopefully the regression will run. Let's just check really quick if we have any more missing data. Okay, I think it should work for us now. Back to the regression menu. Okay, I think all these references are good, and it worked. Great. So if you go to the bottom, that's where we said we would put it. Let's take a look really quick and see if this regression looks good or not. Hey, what do you know? The R squared is great. And let's look at the t-statistics on these regressors. So intercept is significant. The one lag of the crack spread is very significant. Notice the e to the minus 30 there. The second lag of the crack spread is very significant. One lag of the crude oil price change is pretty significant. All the variables are significant. Wow, this is pretty great. All right, so looks like we might have ourselves a pretty good model. The only danger is, notice how awesomely significant these variables are. It might be that our crack spread is a little bit non-stationary, and that might be affecting these p-values, making it look significant when it's not. So we would probably want, I'm sort of surprised that this model worked out as good as it did. So before you want to go and trade with this model, you might want to go and make sure that the crack spread is not, in fact, non-stationary. Do some ADF tests and make sure, because you'll be overconfident in using this model to forecast the crack spread. But who knows? We'll see. Maybe we have new trade ideas from this exercise. So let's make our forecasts. I asked you guys to make a 5-step ahead forecast, so I'm just going to drag down 5 more days. And let's see, does Excel know that's a date? It does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, that didn't work out. That worked, just grabbing 1. Okay guys, it looks like this is a good place to cut the video. We'll continue building the forecast and the confidence intervals in the next video.